Hey everybody, for those who've asked about the Deadhead Daisy drama, let me bring you up to date about the Deadhead Daisy, okay? We did go out that night. We did try to cut the little daisy deadheads, put them in a paper sack so that we could plant them again next year. In about 2 years, we'd have more daisies coming up. Okay, and I went out there with Rodney and we had a great time initially, like for 4 minutes. Then he said, I ain't going to pull these things up by the heads. I said, what you going to do? And he said, I'm going in to get scissors. So next thing, we're using scissors. We're whacking those heads off. Forget the brown bags that we were going to put those little heads in. We were throwing those daisy deadheads everywhere we could in the yard, over our shoulder, under our arm. We didn't care. We just said, we got to get these things off of here. And we did, but they didn't end up in a bag. They ended up all over the ground. So we're probably going to have patches of daisies for probably 3 miles worth, but we didn't care at that point. Not only are the deadhead daisies dead, we're half dead. And we look at each other and go, okay, we got to get over this. And I thought, well, I'm really not that sore. Okay. If y'all know where I'm going with this. The next morning, he goes, okay, so what do you want to do? I said, well, I'd like to be able to get out of the bed. He said, well, get up. I said, I can't get up. He said, what's the matter with you? I said, I'm so sore. I said, I've used muscles that were going, you know, hey, you should have been using me all this time, and you didn't, and look where you are now. So I said, you got to go get a lot of biofreeze patches. And he said, how many do you need? I said, well, take a look at me. He said, they don't sell them in that quantity. I said, well, isn't that lovely? Thank you. So I did. I put the patches on. It worked. After about 3 days, I could start having a little bit of mobility, but it wasn't pretty. So that was our experience with the Daisy Deadheads. And if you want to think about subscribing, just hit that little red button. There's no charge to it. But if I get 27,000 more people, then I'm going to get a free pair of glasses. Okay, take care. Bye.